Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Forbidden Unveiled, the show where we take a deep dive into, well, the mysteries that make you go, I'm John Doe, and with me, as always, is our paranormal expert.
It's me,
You got it.
Jane Doe.
Jane Doe, back again.
Ready for more forbidden fun.
For sure. And today, we're going to crack open a book that is so controversial, it was actually left out of the Bible.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we're talking about the Book of Enoch.
This is going to be a good one.
I know. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this one for a while now. But for those who haven't heard about this book, let's just start with the basics. Like, what is this book all about, and why is it so hush-hush?
Okay, well, imagine a book filled with stories about, fallen angels and giants roaming the earth.
Okay.
Journeys through hidden realms. I mean, that's the Book of Enoch.
Wow.
In a nutshell, it's this ancient Jewish text. And get this, it's attributed to Enoch, who is Noah's great-grandfather.
Whoa, that's going way back.
Way back. Now, most Jewish and Christian groups don't consider it part of the Bible.
Really?
But it was super influential in early Christian thought. So for those of us who are just, fascinated by the paranormal, it's like a goldmine of amazing stories.
Well, sign me up.
All right.
Let's jump right into the good stuff. Where do we even begin with a book that's so packed with mystery?
Well, the best place to start is with the Book of the Watchers, which is the first section of 1 Enoch.
Okay.
And this is where we meet the Watchers, these fallen angels, who, let's just say they had a bit of a thing for humans.
Ooh, this is where it gets good.
Yeah, this is where it gets juicy. So these angels decided to rebel against God.
Bold move.
Right. They descended to Mount Hermon, and, well, let's just say they started mingling with the human ladies.
Scandalous.
I know, right? And the result of this little get-together was their offspring, the Nephilim. And these weren't your average kids, they were giants.
Hold on, giants. Like, how giant are we talking?
Okay, get this. They were 300 ells tall.
300 Ls.
Yeah.
What is that like in normal people measurements?
Roughly 450 feet.
450 feet. That's like a skyscraper with legs.
I know, right? Can you imagine running into one of those things?
I think I'd need a ladder and a really big net.
For real.
Yeah.
But it's no joke. I mean, these giants, they were a force to be reckoned with.
I bet.
They consumed everything humans had, and then they even turned on humanity itself.
Yikes. That's a bad breakup.
So basically, these fallen angels, they introduced giants into the world, but that's not all they did.
Okay, there's more.
Oh yeah, it gets even crazier. The Book of Enoch says they also taught humans all sorts of forbidden knowledge, things like metallurgy, weaponry, even cosmetics and astrology.
Well, wait, cosmetics too. So, like smoky eye makeup is a forbidden art.
Apparently so. Think of it
Yeah.
like a crash course in things humans weren't ready for.
It's like they opened Pandora's box of knowledge.
Yeah, and this whole idea of forbidden knowledge and what happens when we mess with it, it's a big theme throughout the Book of Enoch. Like, for example, there's this one angel, Azazel, who taught humans how to fight wars.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, and that led to a huge surge in violence.
Yeah,
Makes you think about, the responsibility that comes with knowledge, doesn't it?
for sure. I'm guessing God wasn't too thrilled about this whole angel-human fraternization situation.
Not at all. Eventually, the archangels Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel, they all stepped in and appealed to God for some judgment.
Time for a divine intervention.
Exactly. And let me tell you, God did not hold back. He punished those watchers by imprisoning them in darkness and fire.
So no more happy hour for those angels.
Nope. Party's over. And you know what else? According to the Book of Enoch, that whole flood thing, Noah's Ark, all that jazz,
Oh, yeah.
it was a direct result of the chaos caused by these fallen angels and their giant offspring.
Wow, so it's like a divine reset button.
Basically wiping the slate clean because things had gotten way out of hand.
So this story is about more than just angels behaving badly. It's about the consequences of their actions, how knowledge can be misused, and ultimately the fate of the entire world.
It's a pretty powerful narrative, and this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, now I'm really hooked. There's more.
Oh yeah, the Book of Enoch goes way deeper than just the fallen angel story.
Well, I cannot wait to hear about it. But we're going to have to take a short break for now. Stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to explore Enoch's incredible journeys through heaven and the underworld. You definitely won't want to miss it.
Buckle up, listeners. Things are about to get really wild.
See you on the other side.
Welcome back, everybody.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. I mean, fallen angels, giants, forbidden knowledge. This Book of Enoch does not disappoint, but I am ready for more.
You got it. So last time we talked about those angels facing some pretty serious consequences for, their actions with the humans. What happens next?
Well, the story takes a turn for the really otherworldly because Enoch himself, he goes on a series of amazing journeys and he's guided by angels through realms that most people just, dream about.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about heaven and the underworld, which the Book of Enoch calls Sheol.
So like a cosmic travelogue with Enoch as our tour guide.
Exactly. And trust me, the sights he describes are way wilder than anything you'll see in like a travel brochure.
Okay, I'm intrigued. For instance, he gets to witness the place where the fallen angels are being punished. You know those ones who got locked up for their little escapades with the human women?
Yeah, the ones who got sent to the cosmic corner.
Yeah, let's just say it's not a very nice place.
No, I can imagine angel jail's not a fun time.
Yeah.
But what else does Enoch see on these journeys?
Well, he gets to see the Tree of Life, which is, pretty awe-inspiring.
Yeah.
And he gets a glimpse into how the cosmos works, all the intricate mechanisms behind the sun, the moon, and the stars. He even stumbles upon a calendar system that's totally different from the one used in the Second Temple.
Wait, a different calendar? What do you mean? Like, do they have a celestial leap year or something?
It's actually a solar calendar based on 364 days divided into 4 equal seasons. So can you imagine that like your birthday would always be on the same day of the week?
That's so trippy, but also kind of cool. I mean, no more Monday birthdays.
Right. It really makes you think about how differently they might have experienced time.
For sure. So Enoch's getting this cosmic education. He's seeing the afterlife. He's learning about the secrets of the universe. It sounds like a pretty intense experience.
It is. And what's really fascinating is how these journeys connect back to that theme of forbidden knowledge that we were talking about before.
Oh, right. Like how those angels shared secrets that humans weren't supposed to know.
Exactly. The metallurgy, the weapons, all that stuff that got humanity in trouble.
Yeah, bad choices all around.
Well, during his travels, Enoch actually learns that all this knowledge was stolen from heaven. It was supposed to be kept hidden. But those angels, they went rogue and spilled the beans.
So it's like a divine data breach. No wonder God was mad.
Precisely. And it really highlights the dangers of knowledge that's, acquired too early or misused. It's a theme that we still see today.
Oh, absolutely. We're still wrestling with those same questions about, the ethics of knowledge and technology.
Right.
But I'm getting the sense that the Book of Enoch isn't just about these cosmic mysteries.
Yeah.
It's using them to explore deeper questions about humanity's place in the universe.
You hit the nail on the head. And this exploration, it continues in the next section, the Book of Parables, where things get even more intense and prophetic. We're talking about final judgment, the fate of humanity, and we even get the first appearance of this mysterious figure called the Son of Man.
The Son of Man. Now that sounds familiar.
It's a huge deal. This is like the first known use of that term as like a messianic title in Jewish writings. And many scholars believe that it influenced the early Christians' understanding of Jesus.
Wow, so we're talking about some major theological concepts here.
We are in the Book of Parables. The Son of Man is this divine figure who sits on a throne of glory and judges everyone, the good and the bad.
Okay, that's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So the Book of Enoch is like laying the foundation for some really important ideas that later become central to Christianity.
It really is, and that connection to early Christian thought is one of the reasons why this book is so fascinating to study, even if it's not technically part of the Bible for most denominations. It's like this missing piece of the puzzle giving us a glimpse into the beliefs that shaped the religious world we know today.
I'm starting to see why this book has been so controversial and so influential over the centuries. It's challenging, it makes you think, and it's full of this amazing imagery and symbolism that still speaks to us today. But we're not done yet, are we? There's still more to uncover in the world of Enoch.
There's so much more. We still have to talk about Enoch's dream visions, and those are like some of the strangest and most captivating parts of the entire book.
Okay, I am all ears. Tell me everything about these dream visions. All right, listeners, welcome back to Forbidden Unveiled. We're on the final leg of our journey through the Book of Enoch, and it's been a wild ride so far.
Oh, it has. We've encountered fallen angels and giants, forbidden knowledge, cosmic journeys, and prophecies of judgment. What more could there be?
Well, you did mention something about Enoch having some pretty strange dream visions, and I'm really curious to hear about those.
Oh, you are in for a treat because these dream visions are where the Book of Enoch gets really symbolic and honestly a little bit bizarre. One of the most famous ones is called the animal apocalypse.
Animal apocalypse. Okay, what's that all about?
So imagine this. It's a retelling of the whole history of Israel, but instead of people, you have animals playing all the roles.
Animals. Okay, now I'm really interested. What kind of animals are we talking about? like lions and tigers and bears.
Oh,
Oh my, representing like ancient kings and prophets.
exactly. You got it. We've got sheep representing the faithful rams, symbolizing leaders, wild asses for the Ishmaelites, even wild boars for Esau and his descendants. It's like a cosmic zoo acting out the drama of human history.
That's incredible. But I have to ask, what's the point of using animals instead of just describing people directly? It seems a little cryptic.
Well, that's the beauty of symbolism. It adds all these layers of meaning and interpretation. Scholars believe that the animals were chosen very carefully to represent specific ideas about the groups that they're portraying.
Okay, so it's like a visual code, inviting the reader to try and decipher the deeper meaning behind these animal images.
Exactly, and some of those animal symbols are easier to figure out than others. For example, there are pretty clear references to events like the flood and Noah's Ark, Moses and Aaron leading the Israelites out of Egypt, even the building of Solomon's temple. But other parts of the animal apocalypse are still being debated by scholars today.
Yeah, I can see why it sounds like a really fascinating puzzle, trying to piece together those historical events and the figures who are represented by all these different animals. It makes you wonder about the mind of the author, what they were trying to say through this unique and symbolic language.
It's a good reminder that these ancient texts weren't always meant to be taken literally. They were often filled with symbolism and allegory, inviting the reader to engage with them on a much deeper, more interpretive level.
And speaking of layers, I'm not quite done with the Book of Enoch yet, are we? There's one more section we need to talk about.
That's right. The final section is called the Epistle of Enoch, and it's kind of a mix of things. It has exhortations to righteousness, prophecies about the final judgment, and even a section about the birth of Noah.
Wait, no, we already talked about the flood and everything. What's so special about Noah's birth in this book?
This is where things get really interesting. The Epistle of Enoch describes Noah as having this angelic appearance right from the moment he was born. Can you imagine that a baby glowing with celestial light? It's definitely not your average birth story.
That's pretty wild, an angelic Noah. What do you think the author was trying to say with that imagery?
Well, it's open to interpretation, of course, but some scholars think that it was a way of emphasizing Noah's purity or righteousness, setting him apart from this corrupted world that he was born into. And remember, he was chosen to survive the flood and repopulate the earth, so it kind of makes sense that he would be depicted as this exceptional figure.
It's like he was destined for greatness right from the very beginning, like a beacon of hope in a world that was heading towards destruction.
Yeah, it's a really powerful image, and it's just one example of all the thought-provoking ideas and symbols that you find throughout the Book of Enoch. It's a text that challenges us to think differently about our place in the universe, the nature of good and evil, and the consequences of our actions.
I think that's a great takeaway for our listeners.
Yeah.
The Book of Enoch might be controversial, but it's undeniably fascinating, and it really makes you think. And it reminds us that there are always multiple perspectives and interpretations when it comes to these ancient texts.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to question things, to explore different ideas, and come to your own conclusions about what these stories mean to you.
Well said. The Book of Enoch is just full of mysteries and symbolism, and we've only scratched the surface in our deep dive today. What do you think, listeners? What resonates with you about this ancient text? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to keep exploring the paranormal, the mysterious, and the mind-blowing with us, be sure to follow Forbidden Unveiled wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for joining us on this adventure.
Until next time, keep exploring the forbidden.